Hi, my name is Jason Kang. I'm a full-stack developer working in South Korea. Today, I will build this area called a site. And a site element is defined as whose content is only indirectly related to the document's main content, which means it's kind of related to the main content. So if you think about a blog, our main content is our post. But if you look at this area, it has some information about who the owner is, but it has nothing to do with what kind of post you have written. So we're gonna write some content stuff first, and then for styling purposes, we're gonna continue on with our coding. So let's get this area. So before we do that, let's open our CSS viewer. Oh, never mind. Let's create the contents first, and then we'll add styles. So let's go with that. So let's add upgrade, search, profile, name, followers, info, edit profile, and all these A links right here. Oh, where did it go? Oh, these are right here. And that is because we have not set the body as display flex, and then so that they can be aligned horizontally. So, but instead of adding a tag directly to body, I'm gonna add a div tag so that it can work as a parent for our nav and the site. So let's check this out. So you see that the content that we've added has gone below the header, and that is because we have not set the parent to align their children horizontally. So I'm gonna add a div tag as a parent for our nav and aside, and set them as display flex and flex direction row, so our nav bar and aside element can be aligned horizontally. So let's check this out. Oops. And let's add class names. And then we'll set the styles. Well, the default for flex direction is row, so you don't have to set it explicitly. I'm just gonna write it down for readability's sake. And there we go. We have them. And something happened with the height because we added the div tag. So I'm gonna set height as 100%. There we go. So let's add some styles to these elements. Before we do that, we gotta add some class names. Forgot the name of side here. And then here I'm going to show you something cool. So let's add a parent to our A text right here because they are all aligned together. Let's call them section. What's going on here? Which means we're going to need a section here too. And then let's do it. So if you remember, they are separated. I'm going to separate them in two parts, top part here and the bottom part here. So I'm going to again use a flex box to separate them. So display flex, select direction column. Oops, let me show it to you. And then we'll separate them like that. They go to the bottom. And then let's edit the padding information from here, here, and here. So let's open the developer tool again and get the padding information. 32 pixels on the side. You see the green area highlighted right there, right? And then I think this one. This one, the green area right there is 40 pixels. And then the bottom, (24). So let's add the padding information here. 40 pixels, 32 pixels, and 20 pixels. Now they are added. And let's style them starting with from the top. Upgrade. Colorzilla again, get the color information. Oops, I guess you gotta turn this off. 888 or 08, let's use the hex code. The color is F. So we'll get first, let's get rid of this background color, transparent, border, none. Oops, I mean, it was 08, right? Colors F. Here we go. And let's get other information. Oops, turn this off. You see the width is 329 pixels, but I'm gonna make them to take up the entire height, entire width I'm in here, and then so I'll set that. And then height is 38 pixels, and you see the border radius information somewhere. Oh, what's going on here? Oops. Let me refresh this real quick. And then with the CSS viewer, there we go. Font size 14 pixels. And border radius. Okay, I guess I can't get it from here. So border radius, I guess I have to open the developers tool, but we'll set the height as 38 pixels, and then align them at the center. And let's open again the developers to get the border radius. The border radius 99 EM. So let's just use that. There we go. We'll change the width of the side later on. And let's continue with the search. This is 25 pixels each. And then padding, I think you can consider it 7 pixels. And let's continue on. 24 pixels, 25 pixels, excuse me. So get this image right here. Like that. Oops, I mean, it's gotta be the image, sorry. And then you see that it has to be aligned to center, so let's style the parent. Like that. And then let's get the margin information with the developers tool. It says the green area right here. So this is from top right, bottom left. So the right side is 7 pixels, and the left side 8 pixels. I don't know why, but it is just how it is. So let's add that information. But then, okay, let's just do it. And we'll add padding. 7 pixels, 7 pixels, 6 pixels, 8 pixels, like that. And then let's add border so you can see them. The border. Oops, the border's not. Should be here. Border radius 20 pixels, and this is the color. So let's just copy this information right here. Okay, width 100 pixels, and border, we copied the information like that, and the border radius was, what is it? 20 pixels. Oops. There we go, and then let's separate them apart. There we go. Oops, let's get like this. So right here. Let me get this up. This area right here is 40 pixels, right? And from this area, and the distance between the search and upgrade is 40 pixels. Distance between this profile and the search bar is also 40 pixels. So let's add margin 40 pixels each to separate them apart. So margin top 4 pixels, 4 pixels. There we go. And let's get the profile size. CSS viewer, 88 pixels. And the distance between the picture and the name is 16. So let's go with the styles again. forgot the class name. There we go, and the bottom was 18 pixels, right? And sorry, I forgot to style this search right here. So let's get back to it. Search. You see that the padding 8 pixels on the left side. So we'll add that, and let's get the font information using CSS Viewer. That's 14 pixels, line height 20, color 292929. So, oh, you know what? This has to be an input. That was a mistake. So let's get that. Type text placeholder search. Go with this. There we go. Oops, let's get rid of this. And then let's go with the header. 292929. Header name. And then heading, the H elements have default margin, so I'm gonna get rid of it because we added the margin from the top. And then the font size 16 pixels, font weight 500, line height 20. So font size 25 pixels, font weight 500, line height 24 pixels, and then get rid of the margins. Did I get that right? 16 pixels, sorry about that. 16 pixels and 20. And let's continue with the followers. Well, how can they? Oh, it's because I hover over. Okay. So instead of using this, if you see when you hover, the color changes. So I'm gonna get the color from the developer's tool instead. So let's get to it. Okay. The color inherit. So go to the parent. There we go. This is the color. So input the side followers. Oops, I mean header side followers, right? Like that. And then again, we'll get rid of the margin. And then get the font information, 1624. Oops, so like that. When you hover, the color changes, so it should be somewhere. But instead of doing that, let's just use the Colorzilla. It gives you... Oh, or I can use CSS Viewer. Like that. 191919. So let's add hover. So if you go to it, the color changes. And let's add a pointer to it so that it can look clickable. Cursor, pointer. So it looks like it's clickable, right? And then the margin information we'll get from the developers tool. It's 4 pixels. And we'll also get the distance from to the explanation. It's 12 pixels. So let's change the margin setting 4 to 4 and 12. Margin top 4 pixel 0 12 pixels. There we go. Oops, there's something wrong. Oh, stream margin. Now continue with the explanation. And you see 75 75 75 14 and 20 pixels. Font size 14, line height 20. Sorry, I forgot the color. That was 75 75 75. There we go. Let's change that I to capital. And now style the bottom parts. If you look at this, they are 7.5 and then font size 11 pixel, line height 16 pixels. Let's get to it. We can add class name all together in VS Code. So click options. Let's go down the line. Do like that. So, and then if you get the information here, it's 11 and 16 7.5. There we go, it's changed. And now let's separate the header, excuse me, the nav bar on the side from the container. Like that. Now they are separated. But then if you look at this, there's a border here. And then I'm going to assume that the color is the same as this, and it actually is. So let's get the border nav bar and then add that to it. And then border left. And now we have the border. And if you see, it's they are not taking up the entire width. So let's add padding information. So if you take a look at this, it has some paddings, and that padding is, or it's set as margin, but I'm going to set as a padding because kind of personal choice you make. So it's the 88 pixels of paddings. Like that. So this is going to be our main area if you were to stretch this apart. And yeah, that's actually, let's fix the width right here. Upgrade. Size search. Let's get rid of this. There we go. Yeah, so that's it for today. Oh, actually, no, never mind. If you look at this area right here is going down, right? It's not completely straight, and that is because I'm assuming the width is not taking up the entire space. So let's check that real quick. lower this. There we go. So it's 329, while the entire thing 394. And it says padding 24 pixels on the top, which I think is very unnecessary. But I don't know. I don't think it's necessary, but just to make it look the same, let's just use that information. It's 329. And from here. Right, it goes down. And let's get, and they are separated apart, right? By, oops, let's see. By 6 pixels. So today I'm going to show you again another thing called selector. So everything will have margin right of 6 pixels except the last one. I'm going to make sure they wrap around so that when you shrink this, it looks a lot better. So display flex, flex direction, row, flex wrap, wrap. And then I'm gonna add not lost child, not lost child. Oops, this is away. So I'm gonna use the selectors to add margin right except the last child. So let's get to it. Section aside bottom, a not lost child, margin right 6 pixels. And there you have it. And that's it for today. So please continue to follow along so that by the end of this project, you can have a blog of your own. And you can see there's some difference here, and that is because the fonts are different. So if you continue to follow along, you're gonna learn how to set fonts for your blog as well. So, and that's it for today. So if you wanna learn something specific, please leave them in the comments below so I can answer your questions. Thank you and stay tuned.